Good evening. Hello everyone. Just give it a minute or so and make sure everything is working. Here we are, it's 6 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Southern suburbs of Sydney, Sutherland Shire, New South Wales, Australia is where we're tuning in from tonight. Just give a few people a chance to pop on. Just give it a few moments. Hello Johnny, how are you? Look at all the people who are on board already. How wonderful is this? Hello everyone. Just giving it a few more minutes. If a few people on there could let me know that you can see and hear me okay, would be great. I like to do the test that everything is working before we get into the show. And I forgot to do my pre-post. So I'm just popping that in for you. And I've just popped that in. Okay, beautiful. All good. Okay, so I've just popped in my post that I normally put in. Sorry, I was running a little bit late logging in. And I've just put in there obviously my name, and I've put in my links for my business page, Pathway to Peace, and how you can contact me. Okay. Alrighty. Oh, good. Thank you, Gail. Beautiful. Jade can see me. Wonderful. Hello from Melbourne. Fantastic. Thank you very much. WA. Wonderful. Wonderful. So it looks like we're working a bit here, isn't it? That's great. Cool. So, hello everyone and welcome. How are we all? Where I live in the southern suburbs of New South Wales, I'm in the Sutherland Shire of Sydney, New South Wales. So about an hour out of the main frame of the city of Sydney. Quite a warm 24 degrees here today, spring day. But we actually had lots of smoke around because they're doing burn-offs preparation for the summer weather. So it's been a bit smoky today, but all in all, it's been a really lovely day where I am. So I hope wherever all of you guys are, your weather is treating you well. For some of you who come in from overseas, it may be early morning for you, daytime, or it could be quite late at night. So wherever you are, thank you for watching. When you pop your name in, if you could pop in where you're watching from would be fantastic, please. So just say where you're from. Would be great as well, because we like to see where everyone is popping in from. It gives us a great insight as to how far we're actually reaching on our lives, because it always makes it that much more exciting to know where everybody is coming from. So if you can do that, that would be fantastic as well. So Perth, yes, thank you. Morning, yes, I can see you. So Debbie Baker, where are you located, my love? Because you're saying good morning. We have Gippsland. We've got all sorts of places on here. Wonderful, wonderful. All right, well, okay, all righty, wonderful. We might get moving on with what we're going to talk about and do in tonight's show. So my name is Trish and I am a soul coach practitioner, crystal therapy practitioner. I'm a Reiki master and teacher. I'm a psychic medium. I'm a women's circle facilitator. I'm an end-of-life doula. I have lots of modalities under my belt, and they really do all come in together no matter what work that I am doing. So I thought that, oh, New Zealand, fantastic. Fantastic. Great to see you here, everybody. So what we're going to do tonight is I'm going to do a little mix. We'll do some readings, and I'm also going to have a chat Churchill. Where is that, Jade? Where is Churchill? I'd like to know where that is. So tonight I'm going to have a little bit of chat. In my shows, I've been mixing it up a bit and talking about different things to do with the soul and healing and nurturing and looking after yourself and reaching into you, into your inner being, into your inner core, and becoming empowered. I love to empower people. That is my passion. I love empowering people, no matter the path that they're on, whether there's somebody who is actually dying or they've been diagnosed with an illness, and it might be a 6 months to 2 years or more before they're actually going to die, or just people in general who are finding things difficult in life and they need to navigate what's going on, what's happening. I know what I want, but I don't know how to get there. From the UK, fantastic. Good to see you, Debbie. So navigating life is what it's all about, isn't it? So when people come to us for healings, for healings or readings, and probably more for readings are actually a form of healing. Because most people want a reading because they want to contact a loved one who has died and gone to heaven, or they want to know what's going to happen tomorrow or down the track, what's happening in my job, what's happening in my lifestyle, what's going on with my family, am I going to get a boyfriend? But also a lot of the time people have readings because they're stuck and they're blocked. And when I say blocked, they are in a space that they can't seem to move on from. And when we can't move forward, when we feel ourselves stuck in the mud, life feels very difficult. We get very hazy in the mind, we can't think, we don't have vision. For those who know of you, where you see your vision and what's happening, it's here in the third eye. This is where the visions go past, where you see things happening. When people say use your imagination, well, if you close your eyes for a moment and use your imagination, even as I'm chatting, just think of something very quickly, something very simple. Use your imagination and bring that in, and this is where you're going to see it. You're going to feel it, know it, but you're going to bring it up and you're going to see it here in front of you. So there's a lot of ways that imagination comes. And when we're blocked, this becomes blocked, and we can't see the trees for the forest because we cannot focus, we can't get a grasp, and we become blocked. Also, sometimes we become blocked because we're stubborn, okay? I have stubborn streak in me, I can tell you quite openly now. Being a star sign of a Scorpio, we do have a stubbornness about us. We're very passionate, nurturing people. We want to empower people and we want to get deep down and dirty. But, we also have a stubbornness about ourselves. Sometimes we either forget to listen, or we don't listen, or we just don't hear it properly. But having said that, it also goes for most people. We miss what is being said. We miss what's being told to us. We're not in tune because we're out of balance. This is the focus, because we've lost focus. And this is where all the blockages sit in our focus, as I say. So when we get like that, what we need to do is we need to seek a modality that we can use to take us to recognize, connect with the block, and be honest and committed to connecting with what our block is. And unless you are committed to wanting to work out and work through, step into the fear and courage and work through what that block is and be honest about it, it's hard to move forward. So when we're working with people, or when I'm working with people, I give you readings to empower you. I give you healings to empower you. So I help you through those moments, through the blockages. So I help you to release, to become, I suppose, smart in a way, is a word that Spirit is giving me, smart. And what they mean by smart is to step in fear and become courageous. That's how you become smart, can't you? So when I work with people, whether it be through crystal therapy healings, now I'll just explain to you what I do in those crystal therapy healings. I have many crystals. I have loads and loads of crystals, and I have crystals which I place on each and every chakra in the body. And there's 6 or 7 crystals in those individual ones that I will place on your body. Your body is surrounded by crystals as well, so it's like having a grid around you. And we go to the chakras that are blocked the most, and we work through what's going on, and we bring that all up. And when we bring it all up, we're doing a lot of work, and we're reaching into what your problems are and bringing them to the surface for you. And from there we work together for recognition to bring in the healing and the understanding, and then you can move forward. So in a way, it's like a reading, because it's bringing in that intuitive message, the intuitive information from universe or spirit, whoever it is that you use to describe who you're connecting to. So that's another way of receiving a reading, but you're also receiving the balance of chakras, and you're also receiving the wellness in the physical body as well as your emotional and spiritual body, because when we heal the physical, that comes with it too. So again, we become enlightened when the body relaxes and we get into the emotion. The body becomes well because we're getting the blocks out of the emotional being within you, out of your soul, because your soul is stuck. And when your soul gets stuck and you can't hear anything, you're not listening. So hence all these blockages happen. Now this might sound a bit involved for a lot of people, a bit convoluted, but you know what? What you need to understand as I speak, you will understand and you will grasp. And if you don't grasp it now, that's okay. You know, we always say to people, take what sits right for you, and what sits right for you, you're better off to connect with that and be understanding that than trying to connect and understand with everything, because sometimes we try to do too much, especially when we're seeking healings and readings. We want to know it all, okay? And we can't have it all in one hit. It's like we teach our children, if you eat that whole bag of lollies, that 250 grams of sugar, you're not going to be feeling too well. You're going to be sick, you're going to be climbing the walls, you're going to have a sugar rush, you know, all sorts of things come with it. So it's the same when we seek readings and healings and help from people. If we give it to you all in one hit, you won't get past the blocks, you won't get to the wellness that you're seeking, you won't get to the understanding that you're looking for, because it's all too much. We have just created another block of fog on top of the fog that you already have. So why are we talking about this tonight is because intuitively this is what universe and spirit has led me to talk to you about, because they feel that it's important, that there are points in there that people need to know and understand. And if you're not already asking questions about it, we should be, all of us, you out there, all of you, and me, we should continue within our healings and our readings to ask the questions. Where does this sit for me? What am I looking for? Is what I'm looking for actually what I need now? Do I need to know the answers to all 10 questions? Do I need to know the answers to what's happening with my son and the daughter and the relationship, and you know, this person's doing this in the family and this person is doing that? You know, really, when you think about it all, you need to be dealing with you, and this is where I deal with. When I read for people, when I heal for people, I'm not reading and giving messages and helping you get through the blocks and get to the wellness for your husband or for the boyfriend or the partner or the children or the friend or the work. I'm there to empower and help you. So I don't read into anybody else's personas, personalities or problems, because number one, it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful in the physical world, and it's also disrespectful from the spiritual realms to be reading into other people's problems and asking, are they going to be okay? Are they doing this? And blah, blah, on it goes. I respectfully only work with the person, okay? Sometimes we have couples come and we work in unison of that, but they are both there in agreement to receive, okay? But in general, I will only read, I'll nurture, I will help you personally. And then if you can understand from that, You can get healing, you can get wellness in the other relationships that you have outside of yourself. Okay, if you can understand it. Because when we step into our power, when we step into who we are, and we understand ourselves, and we look into what's blocking us and what our fears are and what our soul is trying to tell us, and when we work and heal all of that, and when we bring it to the surface and we talk about it, okay, and then if you implement what you have learnt through the healing and the information and so on, you will then find that the relationships around you will improve, because you will look at them differently, and you will treat them differently, and you will approach situations differently, because you're honouring you. You've stepped into your courage. You've stepped onto your platform, okay? You know, there's platforms with many people on them, you know, husbands, wives, partners, boyfriends, lovers, children, grandchildren, friends, work colleagues, and on it goes. And we're all on a platform together on this earth, in this universe. But the one platform that is your platform to be standing on is yours, okay? So you're over here, and then we've got everything else. We've got the world and everyone who resides in it. So if you don't get this platform cleaned up, you can't operate in this larger platform over here, if you can understand that, okay? So if you've got any comments or anything in relation to what I've just spoken about, and you'd like to talk more, please let me know. You can pop your comments in here and I'll look at them after the show. You can also private message me through my business page, and I've put the link up there for you. So please, if you've got anything to say that you think you want to talk about or discuss, contact me. And I've also put in there tonight, if you do contact me, I'm going to do 20-minute, 15 to 20-minute maximum free sessions, and we'll see how we can work together to enlighten you, okay? You can also book an 1.5-hour session with me for soul journey / readings through my through my website. So you can go through there and I can work with you for an 1.5 hours, make your booking, and then I'll be in contact with you to book your times, and you know, we'll start to work on these blockages and the information. Now, the other thing that I wanted to talk to you about tonight is that I wanted to give you a gift, and this is a gift of energy, okay? A gift of energy. I just need to check my phone. I just want to make sure that everything is coming through. Okay, on side. So you can go through there. Sorry, I'll just turn that down. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything, because sometimes all the messages and the information aren't coming through. So I'm going to give you a gift of energy tonight. So I'm going to show you how you can place energy into your body, into your physical body, which will go into your emotional and your spiritual being, okay? It really is quite simple. It's nothing hard. So we teach energy when, as you know, I'm a Reiki master healer. So I teach people and attune them for Reiki 1 and 2. So we teach you how to experience, how to feel, and how to know energy, so that you can use that energy to heal other people. So I thought tonight Spirit has led me to, let's share how to feel this energy, and I'll show you just how to feel it. It's very simple. How to make an energy ball and place it within your inner core. So you will feel it emotionally in your being, and which in turn also heals your physical body, your spiritually, everything about you. It can help you. So something that we can do to feel energy is, so if you just take a moment and rub your hands and just keep, Okay, Trish Williams, I'll get to you. Can we please be respectful when we're doing these shows? And I know that there are people on here who are, you know, they're in positions where they are feeling unhappy, they've got life going on, and some of the things they're experiencing aren't good. But can we please be respectful that when we're on here, that we're not saying to another, you know, contact me and I'll help you out, please. Just be a little bit respectful of everybody on here, and including me doing the show. This is something that all of us people, we're here to help. We can't help everybody in this show. We do our best, and I'm here to do everything that I can to empower people and to listen to you. But the only way I can listen to you is via energy on here. I will look at some people's messages and do a few readings. But I feel that the information that's coming through from Spirit tonight is here for everybody so that they can use it when they're on their own to help themselves, okay? And this is one reason, you know, where we respect everything that is given here from our hearts to be here with everybody. So I'm going to show you how to do that energy now, okay? So just take a moment, and when we've done this, it'll get you to feel the energy, and then we'll get on and do a few readings. So just rub your hands together. So just, you've got your hands, okay, like this. Just put them together and rub them as hard as you can. Give them a good rub, and you'll start to feel the friction, and you'll feel the heat. Some people mightn't feel a lot of heat. You might only feel a little bit, or you mightn't feel any heat at all. Because energy workers, quite often they'll feel the heat in their body and in their hands, and others will get coolish and they'll get cold. So it just depends how it comes to you. So just do that, and then just roll them around a bit like that. Okay, so you're rolling the palms as well. Okay, rolling the palms. Okay, and then just stop for a moment. So take your hands and just put them in the prayer position. Okay, here. Just with the fingers near the throat and into the chest here, so to speak. Okay. And then I want you to just put them in front of you. And I just want you to slowly, and you might find that you can't pull your hands apart at first, just slowly, and you can do this by looking, or you can do it with your eyes closed, either way. Just slowly pull your hands apart. Okay, just slowly pull your hands apart. And when you're pulling your hands apart, you'll start to feel something very different between the two of your hands. And you'll feel a pressure, or you might feel tingling or stinging, and they'll heat up. And you just keep going until you feel you need to stop. Now I need to stop here, which is not a big distance. And the reason I need to stop here is because I do healing a lot, working with energy a lot. And my hands don't need to get very far apart to feel the energy and bring in the energy that I need. Okay? So then what I'd like you to do is just start to roll that energy into a ball. And it doesn't have to be very big. It can be tennis ball size. It can be, you know, a small round ball size. It could even be a ping pong size. Whatever size comes and forms for you is perfect for you. So we're now just going to roll our hands. We're going to just roll like this, okay? Just roll the ball. Just roll the ball. Almost as if you're making dough, a dough ball, a dumpling. So you're just going to roll. So just roll it until you feel the size of your ball, okay? So we're just rolling. And then you're going to take that ball, and I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to place that ball in your heart. So just like this. So with your eyes closed, just feel the energy of that energy ball, and just ask it to penetrate your being. spiritually, emotionally, and physically, to nurture and heal and fill your heart with love, unconditional love for yourself. And just allow that to be felt. And then I want you to just slowly move your hands to your throat chakra, to your throat. The throat chakra is in the throat. Just gently placing the hands. And allow the same again. And just gently ask that your throat chakra be filled with healing and nurturing, courage and strength to understand and speak your truth to yourself with unconditional love. Then I want you to take your hands and place them over your eyes. If you have glasses on, take your glasses off, and I will too. And just place the palm of your hands over your eyes with them closed. Close your eyes. And ask that your vision, your imagination, be healed and nurtured, and that any blockages in your vision and imagination be healed and cleared and filled with unconditional love and clarity of mind. And when you've done that, just bring your hands back down to prayer position in front of your heart and your chest. Just sit for a moment and give thanks for the healing that you have received. And then just take note how you feel with that. How you feel now after experiencing that. So let me know how you're feeling, how that went for you and how you're feeling. Okay, so hopefully you've all enjoyed that receiving of energy and that you feel the difference it has made. And you can do that anytime you like. Great, Gail, great. So you can use that anytime you like, okay? Anytime. Your hands are on fire, fantastic. Great, let me know how you're all feeling. Felt lovely, hands are on fire, you feel relaxed. Beautiful, beautiful. That's what we want to see. I love the hands are on fire, it's great. A shift in the throat, tingly, much calmer. Beautiful. So practice that every day, okay? Practice that every day and let me know how you go. Fantastic. Beautiful. That's wonderful. So you've just experienced something that we do in a healing. Remember I talked earlier on about crystal therapy healing, where I use all the crystals and we use energy and so forth. So you've just experienced a very small snippet, of healing. Okay, so see, in just that little space of time, the experiences that you've all felt. People are feeling lighter, they're feeling great, they're feeling on fire. Someone said on here, Katrina said she's felt the shift in her throat. So, get up and do that again tomorrow morning before you start your day, okay? Before you even get your body out of the bed, just sit up and do that, or you can even do it laying down, it doesn't matter. So do that every day for a few days and see how you go, okay? So if you wanted to do a healing session with me, just contact me through my business page, through Messenger there, and we can organise booking you in for a session, and we can do the whole body, we can do the whole blocks, and we can do, obviously it will come, with reading and messages, because people understand those words, reading and messages. When we do the healings, it's the same thing. So you can actually go in, as I said, to my website and you can book. Just go into where it says, I think it says Soul Journey in the tabs, and when you go in it says Soul Journey /readings. Just book in through there, and then when we converse with each other, we'll work out and we'll combine it all, the healing and the reading, because through the reading, as I said, comes the healing, and we can also do energy work as well. Try that also on your gut, okay, on your solar plexus, everybody. Try it on your solar plexus as well. Add that in. Start with the heart and go the solar and the throat, and then the third eye, okay? All right. So do that. Let me know how you go. All right, well, we might have a look on here and see who I will read for. Great idea in the morning. Yes, it is a great idea. Beautiful. Feeling sleepy? Well, don't go to sleep yet, Jade. Hang in there. We've got a little while here together. So please don't go to sleep. Okay, now, as I say when I read, brief questions, but the questions need to relate to you, which I talked about earlier on, if you can. Okay, there's just one person I wanted to say on here who was having a troubled time to do with her son. If you would like to contact me, I'll talk to you privately. I'll do the free 15-minute session with you. So I can't find the lady on here now. She may have opted out. I don't know. I can't remember what her name was. I'm sorry. I can't find her. She may have left. So if you've left, oh no, Kat. Was it Kat? Yes. Kat. Contact me, as I've said, for the free session, free 15-20 minutes. I'll have a chat to you privately about that. Very in-depth there, a lot of healing needed, but I think that I would be best to just chat with you for those 15 minutes or so privately. So give me a private contact there through Messenger, through my Facebook business page. Gail's mother has passed away, died. She had Alzheimer's, I think that is, you're writing there. Okay. All right. Okay, Gail, well, your mother, even though she had Alzheimer's, I'd just like to say to you that the thing I've been told is that she was a very empowered woman before she had the Alzheimer's, and even in the power of the Alzheimer's having taken her over, she was actually still a very empowered woman. She lived a lot in this world and the next world, I suppose, as people say, when they have Alzheimer's and dementia. It tends to be that they're in this world with what they can remember and can't remember, but there's a lot of action on the other side. So they're floating between the two, and it's very hard to understand when sometimes they can have this Alzheimer's for years before they actually die. So it's a long time living, between two worlds. But what your mother is saying, that even though she had the Alzheimer's, at times She still knew who she was and where she was, but the communication of that was made difficult through the disease. And she believes that you actually saw those windows with her when, you know, you would be with her, so to speak. But as I say, she was a very empowered woman before the Alzheimer's. She was a very empowered woman during it. And she remains empowered now, even in death, okay? And from death, you know, our soul becomes energy and we're living in the ethers, okay? So even as a soul, as energy in the ethers, she's still very empowered. She's actually around you a lot, Gail. I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but she's also saying about a perfume, okay? So I don't know if she was a perfume wearer, or you're wearing a perfume or use a perfume she gave you. I'm really not too sure. And I'll tell you why I'm not too sure. Because when someone's loved ones come in from spirit, they quite often, because I'm an empath as well, and I feel they show me in my body their unwellness. I can feel if they had cancer. I can feel if they had breathing problems. You know, I can feel all sorts of things. And this is how they show me things to... It's called proof of survival is what it's called when we work in this work. And I don't think many people have actually heard of that. But I've done a lot of trance channeling, okay, where I've closed my body down and spirit takes me over completely. And my guides come through and talk. People from the other side come through and talk. So I've done a lot of deep, heavy work to understand it and feel it. So she is speaking to me with breakages in the conversation, and that is the Alzheimer's, okay, that she had. So eventually, when your mother died, sorry everyone, I have to go. So I have to go with this so that I can help this person to relax. Not just Gail that I'm reading for, but her mum, because her mum's a little bit distressed, but she'll get past the distress if she can just get out what she needs to say. So I don't want to leave her hanging in spirit. Okay, all right. So she just wants you to know that even though it was traumatic to watch her being unwell, it was traumatic to see the change in her physically, emotionally and spiritually, that in the end she actually welcomed the death. You wouldn't have known that, you wouldn't have seen it, because you couldn't know it, you couldn't see it. Only she could feel it and only she could know it, okay? She's also saying that there was a grandmother there, a grandmother on your mother and father's side, okay? So it sounds like your two grandmothers were there to take her in. We quite often have loved ones who will come and they will escort us through the process of the death and in through the transition into, you know, our life as the soul energy. So she's telling me that they were there, they took her in, everyone was welcoming in, but when she got there, they actually nurtured her with much love because she needed to rest her soul after being so unwell in this life. And she's saying, please continue to use the tweed, but she also says that you squirt way too much on. You squirt way too much on. So I don't know if you're really squirting that bottle, girl, but she's saying, tone it down, tone it down. She's saying you're always one for a lot of. So she's saying, tone it down. So I'm going to actually leave it there. I'm going to ask her to step back. So I'm just going to say, Mother of Gail, if you could please step back now. We can get together at another time if Gail wishes, and we can connect and talk more, but now we need to say goodnight to all three of us. So thank you, Gail's mum, if you would step back. Thank you. So Gail, I hope that helps you. I've had to ask her to step back because she really wanted to come in and keep talking. So these are proof of survival readings that are coming through tonight, which I do with passion because I love connecting with ancestors and people who have died and bringing them in and talking to them and helping that healing through there. So Gail, I hope that's helped you. You've probably got some comments on here. Yes, I feel her. She loved tweed perfume. I feel goosebumps are on my head. Very good. You know, those goosebumps can be spirit being in contact, and that can be your mother's energy, okay? Because I get that. I get it. When spirit talks to me, I get pins and needles in my head, and it comes on my right side, okay? So that could, and it can also be when your ancestors are around as well. So I hope that went well for you. Let me see. There was a couple more on here. Okay, Juliana Germanos, is that how I say that? Yes, Gail, fantastic. If you want to have a session with me, just go in and book through my website, and you can have an hour and a half session to have a reading and continue if you would like. So I'm sorry if I haven't pronounced your name correctly. I do apologize. See, I can't. Spirit is coming in, ancestors coming in, and my speech gets all over the place. So I'm hoping that I have pronounced that right. Juliana, I believe, has lost a parent as well. Both parents are on the other side, as a lot of people call it. Okay. Oh, good. I said it right. Fantastic. Thank you. That makes me feel a little bit better. Okay, your parents are both on the other side, and they're saying that they're together, but they don't spend a lot of time together. It's okay, thank you. Okay, so I hope you understand what that means, because this is what they're telling me. Okay, so I have two people together. They are your parents, but they're saying that they don't spend a lot of time together on the other side being in the heavenly realms, in universe, as you know, as energy. Now, we all imagine that when our parents and our loved ones die, that when they die they're together and they stay together. This isn't always the case, because if they've made their soul contract to live this life, once they get over there, yes, they'll be together, they'll come together, they'll enter in here together to speak to you, but they don't always hang out together on the other side. They're busy doing what they're doing. They're busy learning for the next life, if they're going to come back, and so on. So there's a lot, in brief, there's a lot that goes on. But your parents are saying they are together in spirit, but they don't spend a lot of time together. And they said this is reflective of what they were like here. So I hope you understand. I hope you understand what that means. I don't feel an energy around that they were a couple that disliked each other immensely, but they were a couple that loved, but they were also a couple that didn't always love. And they were a couple that needed separation in their time together. They needed to be apart, is what they're saying. So they needed to be doing their own things, because sometimes they would grind on each other's nerves, is what they're saying. But they're simply here to tell you that yes, they're over there, they are together, and that they are well, and that they see you growing every day in life, and they encourage you to step forward. Okay, they encourage you to step forward and become empowered, because you need to start standing up for yourself more, they're saying. Okay, so we're not going to go into what that standing up means, because they're saying you know what that means, and it's to do with relationship. Okay, so I'll just leave that there, because otherwise these people are going to want to talk forever tonight. Okay, so I hope that helps you. Any feedback is welcomed. Alrighty. So Kitty, hi. Are there any loved ones? Sorry, I'm just checking that it's all still working. Are there any loved ones wanting to give me a message? Yes, Kitty, I have a grandfather who has just stepped in, a grandfather on your father's side, but he's a grandfather 3 times removed, okay? So you wouldn't have known the grandfather 3 times removed. Yeah, sorry, I'm just listening to them for a minute. Yeah, he says you didn't know a lot about him, but he certainly knows a lot about you, Kitty. He also says that where you are now, you need to give deep thought in everything that you do. He feels and sees you struggling at times, and he feels that you're probably struggling more than you need to. He feels that you, at times, when you come up against something you have to make a decision with or a decision on, that you contemplate for far too long. And he can see you flying through life if only you would trust yourself. Okay, so he's feeling that you're not trusting yourself. You've got to have faith in yourself, Kitty. You've got to have faith. You're not having faith. Okay. He's talking about where you're living. You won't stay forever. You're going to change your living arrangement. Okay. You're going to change your living arrangement. And that'll be in the next 12 months or more. Not yet, but it'll be 12, and then I hear 18. So 12 to 18 is what he's saying. You'll change. I'm seeing grass surrounding you, and I feel the grass is very long, but this grass he's showing me is something that is showing you feel caved in where you are. So he's saying you need to mow that grass down so you can clear all the pathways. You've got to clear all the pathways. You're too fogged up, okay? You're too fogged up, and that comes back to the decision making, okay? You've got some relationships that you also need to review, if you would, Kitty. Not going to go into all the relationships and what they are. We don't have enough time. But you need to review them, is what they're saying. There's some relationships. There's 2 relationships that you need to let go, okay? One is a close-ish relationship, and one is more like a friend, okay? A friend. Not a best friend, but just a friend. That's the only way I can describe it to you. And these 2 relationships, and you know who they are, you need to look at them and you need to make a decision. So there's another area that you're all fogged in, okay? Yeah, too much noise in your head. Too much noise in your head is what he's saying, okay? Now this man comes to me. I'm just going to quickly describe him. He has darkish hair. He feels and he's saying he's about 5'8". His eyes are hazelish, brownish sort of colour. He's a very old-fashioned man. He's dressed exactly as they did in those old days, with the trousers. He's got the white shirt with the, I don't know, roundish sort of collar that the old fashions back in their generations. Remember, this is three times removed, okay? And the suit appears to be dark, like a brownish sort of color, okay? And he has a hat and he's tipping his hat to you, okay? So he knows, he's saying he knows you don't know him, but he knows you. And if you don't believe me, ask your relatives. So go to the immediate relatives that are around you, and somebody's got a picture or somebody's got a story or a description that they can give you to describe this man, because he really wants you to believe that he is really here tonight and he is really talking with you. And he also wants you to know that you can call him in any time once you get to know who he is to help you. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there with you, Kitty. Let me know how you went with that. Dot. I'm Dot Hartland. First of all, Dot, I'd like to say that I'm very sorry for the loss of your son. I, for one, have lost family members and friends myself. But to lose a child, no matter the age, you know, whether newly born or 50 or 60 years old, 33 years old in your case, is very, very hard thing. It's a hard apple to swallow. So from my heart to yours, Dot, I'd like to send you lots of love and lots of healing. And what I'd like to say to you is that your son is resting, and he didn't expect to be where he is so early either, okay, is what he's saying. Your son feels like someone who was of, I can only say, a stocky build, and what that can mean is he wasn't skinny and he wasn't thin. He wasn't like of a slender build, but he was stocky, but a nice stocky build is how he's showing me. Okay, that's how he's showing me. You're welcome, Kitty. You truly are. So he's of a stockish. So he was a good build. I say he wasn't thin and he wasn't obese or anything. So I'm just trying to deliver him to you. I get someone who was fairish. Now, blonde comes into it, but I'm not too sure that it's blonde. It's almost like that, that darkish blonde colour that a lot of women have. And then you get the foils through it and so forth. So with some brown thrown in there, I suppose is the only way I can describe that to you. His hair was to about here. That's what it feels like. And it was sort of like a bit stylish. He wasn't like someone who was a designer type person, but he had a style about him. And he felt like he was a clean type of gentleman in many ways, whether that's true or not. We need to delve more into that, but we can't do that here tonight. But this is what he's showing me, and he's got a bluishy sort of colour eye, not a light blue, a darker type blue is what they feel like. Yeah. And he said he saw your heart break the day that you were at his service when you had to say goodbye. And he said that he actually placed his hands on your shoulders. And he knows that you felt an energy with you placing here. But you didn't know, or you weren't too sure what that was, Dot. So he just wants you to know that he was with you. A lot of people believe that when people die, it takes them days, weeks and months to reach you. It doesn't, and I can tell you that personally, because just to support that, I had a partner many years ago when I was in my early 20s. I was 24 and he was 33. He was a bit older than me, and he died. He had heart problems and he died. And in the car on the way to his funeral, sitting in the back of the car, I felt his hand with the heaviest energy ever on my shoulder, and I knew it was him. So I know that they can come through, and through doing many readings over the years, I know that they can. So please know that this really is truth, that he was there with you on the day that you had to say goodbye at his service. And he hopes that you will carry the energy rather than the heaviness of what you felt. The energy, turning that into love, knowing that he was there with you, because he was as stunned as anybody, and you were stunned, but you were grieving, and he wanted to be there with you. So I'm going to have to leave that there now for you, Dot, but know that he is in heaven, he is well, he is happy, and he's going along in his soul life really well. So if you wanted to connect any further or any further messages, as I say, just go to my website and you can book a session, because I would like to get through a few more. So Dot, again, from my heart to yours, much love, my darling, much love. Okay, much love. Jacqueline, I'm really not sure what you're questioning. Your messages are from decided ones only. How about loved ones away from you? Are you capable of that? I would love to know what's in my son's head. Jacqueline, I'm not going to enter into your son's head because it's disrespectful, which if you were on here earlier, I actually explained that. I think it's disrespectful to me to enter into his aura and his energy to find out what is in his head to tell you. And if you needed to talk more about that, you know, you can contact me privately and we can talk more through a session, but I would prefer that I'm not. Decided ones, how about loved ones away from you, loved ones away from you in this world, being your son, as I've just explained. So I'll leave that there with you, Jacqueline. Hi, Samantha. Please, I know you have a lot of people to get back to, but is my dad looking out for me? Absolutely, Jade, he is. Absolutely. Absolutely. If you want to have an extended reading, we can, but yes, he is. All our loved ones who loved us here in this life, when they die, it doesn't mean that they're not caring or loving you anymore, okay? In fact, having said that, when people die, when they've been in this life, if they've not been a very loving and nurturing person, when they die and they learn, you know, the life they've had here and they've seen the mistakes that they made, some relationships are really built with you being in the physical and them being dead. Relationships can be built and be revitalized if there's has been any issues when they were here. But I have to say, for some people, if the relationship wasn't good here, it doesn't change when they get over there, because they don't want it and you don't want it, or one of you don't want it. So there's a lot involved in there. But yeah, generally, you know. Okay, let's see. Okay, I just want to have a look here. Got a few people on here. I'm going to stick with the ancestors coming through, our loved ones tonight, because this is what is coming through. Janice Nori would love if you could connect to my mum, please. Okay, Janice, your mother was a lovely lady. She was loving and nurturing, but she had a certain strength about her. She knew what she wanted in life. And at times she didn't quite express what that was. She didn't know how to get that through. Just excuse me. When you work with spirit, you get very dry. She didn't know how to express herself properly at times, and she wishes that she had of when she was here in this world. But she doesn't want that she doesn't want you to concern yourself with that fact about her too much, because she knows that that weighs you down when you think about that she had troubles with, you know, being who she truly wanted to be and expressing herself and standing up for herself. Now I see her, she feels to be between, I suppose in her true height, she was around, she feels like 5'7", 5'8", but by the time she died, she was a lot shorter. And I see her with a grey, steely colour sort of hair. And she's confusing me a bit now, because she's showing me like wave and curl, and then she's showing me more of a straighter hair. So perhaps she changed her hairdos, her hairstyles, during her lifetime here, because she's flashing them in and out. She was a lady who was, she's showing me well endowed, and I don't know why she's showing me that, but that's what she's showing me. So she's showing me that. Okay, and she's going into here now. Okay, she's leading me to the breast area, the chest area. Okay, and she's holding her chest. Okay, so she's led me to this area. Okay, and I believe that she died, I believe she died of an illness in the chest. I've heard the word cancer, but I'm not really sure if that's quite what she's saying, because I feel that in the processes of her being unwell and then dying, she got some confusion going on. And I think when she tries to talk about this, she's still feeling a little bit confused as well. So I have to decipher through what she's trying to tell me. And she's gone, oh, correct, I was confused. Okay, all right, so she's telling me that. So she's saying that Okay, a heart attack. Okay, so it's in the heart. Okay, so she led me to that area. Okay, heart attack. Okay, she's saying heart attack, yes, but she's saying that there was something also in there that was undiagnosed. Okay, so maybe that's what she's trying to say, or whether she feels and knows there was some cancer in there. A heart attack was in the process of having that unwellness, is what she's saying. Okay, but she wants you to know that in your kitchen there's some canisters, and she doesn't like the arrangement. You need to rearrange them. Keep going, keep moving them, or you're already rearranging them. You can't get them right, and she's with you on that. They're just not in the right positions, and she said you need to move them from here to over here. So it's like you've got them on a longish bench, and they're canisters that you use daily, but they're also decorative, but they don't look good there. So she wants you to move them. And the colour green is coming in with that, so I don't know if the canisters have got a green or something in them, so I'll just give you that. Okay, all right. So I'm going to ask her to step back now as well, because otherwise she's going to keep going. And I'm already a couple of minutes over my session time on here, so I'll have to make that the last reading. But before I go, for everyone who's still on board here, remember, just go back to my post. If you would go into my Facebook business page, Pathway to Peace, I have given you the link to go in and like my page, and you'll see me being more and more active in there as well. I'm going to be on there tomorrow afternoon at 4:30, having a chat and doing some readings as well, but I'll be doing all sorts of things on there. So go in and like and share that if you would. Go to my website, you can see all my services on there, and as I say, you can go in and book a session. It's called at the moment Soul Journey /reading. Go in there, but it can be for a healing as well. I'm in the process of getting a couple of things changed on that website, so until that website's changed, just go in and select Soul Journey /reading. You go in, you book, and you make the payment. I'll receive the email, and then I'll be in contact with you to book your time. And we do the sessions by Zoom, or we can even FaceTime through Messenger on Facebook if that's more convenient for you. It doesn't matter how we see each other, so long as we do, so we can have your beautiful sessions. So I hope everybody on here tonight, even if you didn't get a reading, that the healing energy work and so forth that we did has helped you. It's given you, another tool in your kit bag, really. So I'm just going to draw 3 cards from Denise Lynn's Soul Journey cards to just finish off the readings and finish the evening with this evening. And again, any feedback is welcomed. Okay, so card 1, wow, is believe. The best is yet to come. Okay. Over here we'll go. Hope you can see that. Believe. Okay, the color blue for the throat chakra. Speaking your truth. The flower buds are growing, they're budding. It is springtime, so now is the time to really believe, really set the pace, really be courageous, step into the fear, take the bull by the horns, believe big time. Okay, believe big time. And then the next card that came out is have faith. Have faith. And even with the loved ones who have come through tonight, it's about having faith. You know, they've nurtured you by being here tonight. And a lot of messages that come through, people often connect with the information that comes through, even though it wasn't directed to you personally. So faith, have faith. See how we're having a leap of faith, jumping through the air, the acrobat there, to the tightrope, okay, to the ladder. There's a gap in between, but you know what? You can close that gap. And the way you close that gap is by believing, okay? And if you have a look at this card, okay, and then you look at this card, we've got the mauves and the purples. Sorry, I'm trying to get it for the light. The mauves and the purples, and that's the healing and the empowerment that comes when you have believed and you've taken the leap of faith. Then when you take the leap of faith, what happens? What happens? Peace. We feel peace. Look at that. Sitting on the moon, nurturing ourselves, in the moonlight. Look at that. That's you. I breathe deeply, knowing that all is well in my universe. Okay? And the healing that I showed you how to do tonight will help you to reach this peace, will help you to believe and have faith, and you too can sit on the moon and be nurtured and swing in the sky, sitting in the sky of heaven with all that all is beautiful and wonderful. So I'm going to leave that there with you all now. I hope you've enjoyed the evening with me, and I will be back here again next Tuesday at 6 p.m, same time, same place. Thank you once again, everyone. It's been a real pleasure to have been here with you tonight. I thank all of our loved ones who have come through, and to everyone who received a message, I hope that that has helped you. To those who didn't, please know that you too are loved and nurtured. So good night for now. Thank you. Bye.